There you are. Again, Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, Hollywood psyop, maybe, perhaps. What's a psyop? Psychological operations. It's an intelligence term. It's a military. That's what they do. They'll weaponize anything. Food, movie, music, education, and it's just everything. Of course, Hollywood. Hollywood. I lived there for 24 years. Uh, it's a psyop. We are being sheep dipped, if you will, by Hollywood. What sheep dip means? Sheep dip is another intelligence term where you don't even know what you do. It's kind of like a mind fuck. Excuse me for cursing, but I clicked that button that said it went for kids. So, hey, sheep dip. Oswald was sheep dipped. I mean, they sheep dip everybody. We've all been sheep dipped. Me, you, everybody. It's like a spy term too. Like there's spies, double spy. You sheep dip somebody, they don't know who they are. Help me! They won't know. They. It's psychological. See, a lot of us, all of us, mostly don't think along these lines. We think of like warfare as like men fighting with guns and bombs and planes. And no, oh no, it's a longer, uh, tactic to use psyops. But that's what they're doing. That's what they've always done. They've gotten good at it now. Oh my god. I mean, the military has like you basically have to get approval for the military if you're doing any kind of big budget movie. You also get approval of China now, man. It's just you're not seeing the best. You're not seeing the most talented. Some of these movie stars are intelligence officers. I know it sounds crazy, right? They are. They have been. Always will be, probably. But psychological operations, Hollywood, that's what it does. I mean, it took me a while to figure it out when I was out there. They don't talk about talent. They don't talk about even making money. They don't talk about in hushed whispers. It's all about this weird manipulation. And the further that I did, the more it's like, huh? Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. And you would not believe the higher the level you go, the for one, the funkier faces you see, the dumber people and smelly. Man, take a shower. Shit. I don't care how much money you got. Wipe your ass or whatever the fuck that smells. You smell like a turd scented urinal cake, man. I don't care who you are. Shit, fire. When I was a photo editor at Shooting Star Agency, I think it was the Golden Globes or one of the Emmys. I don't know whatever it was. So we had to go to work that evening when it was going on, and I was a runner. We had the photographers there, and I had to go pick up the little SIM cards or whatever, bring them back. And I was warned. They're like, "Hey, man, if you get near that tent where I guess the celebrities wait, and after they, because this was on, was it USC? I think it was at USC, one of these colleges. I knew it was downtown. Like, man, you get around these celebrities, you better hold your nose. And this was like a famous photographer. A couple of them, they were laughing. I go, "What are you talking about?" They don't bathe. They literally huge turds as deodorant. It's horrible. You not believe how they smell. I was like, "Yeah, come on." I get there. I'm standing outside this tent. I could smell their BO. I could smell their just like a homeless person, someone who's been smearing herself in poo. This is the thing. Crazy people, that's what they do. Brad Pitt supposedly smells the worst. I mean, he just reeks. It's known. Watch the Between Two Ferns with what's his face. Just put in Brad Pitt Between Two Ferns, and he rants at him about the Zalakanakis, whatever hell his name is. That's all he does is make fun of how he smells. Because he does. Yeah, it's a psyop. It's been going on forever. The movies. No, they're all for one, most of the movie studios were built by people that were for one illegal. They didn't have any social security numbers or anything like that. Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, that wasn't his real name. He was wanted for murder in like Finland. He didn't have a. They use people like, they want people like that. You have to control someone. The smellier, the better, I guess. Joseph Kennedy, JFK's father, was a movie producer, man. He discovered Gloria Swanson. That was his side piece. I mean, this has been going on. It's a thing. So you have to ask yourself, okay, yeah, right. How could this be? What that they just put subliminal messages in there, and there's this. Disney is the worst. I mean, you go watch those old Disney movies, you're going to see phalluses everywhere. You slow down that movie and you play it, you're going to be shocked at what you see. I mean, again, sexual favors, that's the name of the game out there. You can't get, you're not going to get anywhere unless you're willing to, do the rub or wash the dog or whatever they call it, man. I ain't going to do it. I didn't do it. It hurt my career. I have friends that did. I ain't naming any names. Of course, they ended up sick and, regretting what they did. Call me, what happened? Yeah, get the fuck out of my face. I don't care what happened to you. You were warned. You knew. It's easy to cut people out of your life if they've done like nefarious things and you've told them and they know and they still do it and they come to you to act. No. Huh? Well, come to me, man. I don't want anybody knowing I'm talking to you now. Shit. Come here. My dog, she loves to be on camera. Can you see her back there? Come here. PJ, come on. She wants to be. Maybe she's doing her own little psyop on us. But yeah, the biggest movie studio up in Laurel Canyon. Most people didn't know it was there. It's the biggest studio in Hollywood. Nobody knew it was there. Top of a mountain. There's no telling what they did there. Why? And it was owned by the intelligence, the military. Why would they need a huge movie studio like that? With every kind of advantage, it's bigger and better than any studio you've ever seen. Oh, and then we sold it, and they gave it. Jared Leto bought it. Why would he need an old psyop movie studio? And how did he come up with the money? Of course, he's probably got a production company with all these partners and see. It's all a psyop, psychological operations. You are being sheep dipped. They're sheep dipping you. We've all been sheep dipped. Granted, living in Hollywood used to be fun before they turned it up a notch after 9/11. Oh my God, that's all that's going on. That's it. Maybe some independent projects going up, but man, if you get to this certain, it is propaganda, it is psyops, it is God no telling what. You hear about these stars that could go crazy because man, they're what they're dealing with. Paramount Studio, there's a little city in there. There's gas stations. There's a church. There's everything. Last time I went on an audition, I was auditioning for they were remaking the A-Team. Remember A-Team with like Mr. Teeth? Well, they called it the Z-Team. And it was a series of, I went to the audition. First you get like your sides, your lines, like your part. And then you have to audition. And then if they're interested, it's callbacks. So it took like a month or more to call back. That's okay. You're going to meet. And then I went to Paramount. Nowadays, used to be able to strut on in there. No, metal detectors. You have to go through. They wouldn't let my girlfriend at the time, who was an actress, they wouldn't let, she used to do a fit. Almost got us both thrown out. And then they gave me a little map and it was highlighted. They're like, you better not, they had all these cameras, you better not like stray. Don't go to the commissary. Don't go anywhere. You better go there and back. Bye. What do you mean? I can't wander around it? No. But I want it. Go get it. And when I was on the audition, I heard this producer, this high level producer, threaten someone's life. I'm not talking about joking around. And people scattered. I was like, oh my God, are you shitting me? I will kill you, she said. And this person looked like, and then I thought, wait a minute, that ain't a joke. That sounded serious. And she was pissed. I wonder what they did. Her coffee wasn't hot enough or something. But yeah, I go through the so that I was on this audition, the Z Team, and the role I was up for was I forgot the guy's name, but he's kind of the guy with the leather, the douchey one. So I go there and I go in and I nailed it. I've already been doing this. I had it for a month. I knew my lines backwards and forwards, this and that. I was dressing, and they liked me. So they're like, "Hey, we want to do an ensemble. So you're going to stick around, and we're going to put you with other people we like to see. Just we want to see the four of you." So then I had to go. It had to do it like 5 times because you're like, "Okay, want him, her." So you're out in the hallway waiting. They call you. Then it boiled down to like the 4 of us. And we did have chemistry. It was like, wow. And I thought it was smart. It's like, you guys, it's smart that you guys are doing the ensemble because you can see that, like, how people have, chemistry. You can't put your finger on it. It just is. And I was excited, like, oh, wow, this will change my life. This money, and granted, it was a pilot. It might have got not picked up, but the pilot was going to pay like a ton of money. So that we're interested. You will find out today. Sit by your phone, go home and sit. You're going to get a call. What? So at the time I lived with my girlfriend, this unknown actress basically, and we get back and works. Hey, and I had a patio where I lived, and I had a bench, and I had my guitar out there, and we had beers, and we were smoking cigarettes. Oh my God, this is great. All your hard work's about to pay off, Charlie. You're the most talented anyways. So phone rings. It's them. Well, we're just calling to see. Not yes, not no. We just gotta. And I just thought, well, you don't ever get a call. This is one thing. You don't ever get a call. They don't call you like, oh, you didn't get the audition. Never. That's never going to happen. 100% of the time. They're not going to call you. You only get a call when they like you, when you get the role. And they're like, well, I asked, then why are you calling then? You don't call to tell somebody, well, see, you're like right there. We're kind of, why are you calling and telling me this shit? PSYOP. And of course, I didn't get it, and they didn't call me to tell me. That was the last phone call I got. And my girlfriend at the time was like, I can't believe they would do that. And of course, if they even shot this piece of shit, nobody's ever saw it. It didn't get picked up. The Z Team, A-Team. Come on, man. I loved the A-Team when I was a kid. But again, these little psyop, like, why would they? I think now I know because they were. See, there's a certain, you can pick up on who's gonna. I can't be told what to do. And they probably liked me. People probably wanted me, but there was another person. We got to get a hold of him, and they'll go, "Hey, will you do will you wash the dog or do the rub?" Sure, I'll do it all day, every day. And he probably got it. It's a psyop. One of these YouTubers, I can't say her name, but she's all about like, oh, conspiracy and this and that. And I'm not that. She's one of these old producers. I've seen her. See her. She's one of the worst I've ever seen. And when you see these people and you're like, okay, whatever. Saw her on Paramount, saw her around. And then when I've seen her, her YouTube channel, how she's doing, like, dude, this is a psyop. She's not. Oh, I turned on Hollywood. You were the worst of the worst. And all of a sudden you're going to be, no. I'm lucky that I got to see old Hollywood. I'm lucky before they tore everything down and built a Starbucks and pardon me, some kind of, cupcake. Oh, God knows. A RuPaul store that's as big as a Walmart with nobody in it. RuPaul down on Hollywood Boulevard, on Hollywood proper, in the little complex there at Hollywood and Highland, up in the complex, She had the biggest store. It was just candies and there's t-shirts of her and stuff like that. Nobody was ever in that. It was huge. Well, how in the hell did RuPaul get? You see these things. You see these. A lot of these people end up on the street. See, they hang out to dry. They'll use you to do certain things, and then they just throw your ass out. And of course, you can't afford your big place you used to have, and then you've never worked. So next thing you know, you're down on Hollywood Boulevard dressed like Batman, trying to get tips. I'm talking about these people went to Harvard and Yale, and at first I didn't believe them. It's like, man, there's no way this is. And then you're like, oh shit. Oh damn. I'm the lucky one. At least they know that, like, they don't want to be, they'll just go to the next person if they don't want to. It's all a psychological operation, man. It's a psyop. Everybody that you see on camera, I don't care if it's a local news or a big star, they are, their side hustle is other things. Okay. They got to do it and continuously do it. No, you get, well, see, I'm tired. No, you're not. You're going to get here. And then when you see these executives and you see these people, like, they don't have any idea about anything. They don't even like movies or TV or entertainment. None of that. It's just about like psychological operations, fucking people over, doing nefarious shit. You're gonna believe what I've seen. Like, what? Are you kidding me? I used to live across the street from Paramount on Van Ness, and I'd walk my dog. I'd walk this on the grass there, this little thing of grass. And then on Van Ness is one of the main entrances. Forget about the front of Paramount. It's the Van Ness entrance. And they have a little, hut there, and they have their security, this, that, the other. And you see people coming and going. You see like big, So I saw this woman come out dressed like executive, nice, like, like a business type, but she looked like a stripper. She had that stripper vibe, even though she was dressed. I was like, and she had another tell. She had like a backpack, just like a regular like school bag, packed full. And she went into a nice, like like what are a nice car. So I crossed the street and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna walk by, and I look in her window. And as I did, she undid her like business blazer, and she had on those little things on her breast with like tassels or whatever. Like, what the hell? And she unzipped that bag, and it was just like dildos and all kinds of like shit. Who are you? Obviously, you're like a hooker, or I don't know. I mean, huh? That's what's going on. The casting couch and all that other horse shit. It's even worse now. There is no telling what you have to do. I've heard that you can't. They don't. The money. You really don't. They claim you don't make any. I mean, you put on like a stipend, and they'll let you live in one of their mansions or whatever. For the guys that you're like a Hollywood star with money, but no, you're not making any money. I mean, you're making a little bit, but not what you. No. It's a 360 deal, man. They take it all. And then you have to go off and do your own thing to make money. And then they probably take some of that too. That's why you see Beyonce and then she has to do L'Oreal because she ain't making no money, man. They take that. You're just a front man for their bullshit. Haven't you noticed? Okay, how would it happen that these people have like the wealth of the world and then they kind of have a little dip and then they don't got nothing? They're literally like sleeping on someone's couch in North Hollywood because they didn't have it in the first place. You don't even get money. That's what I mean. It's all a psyop, a psychological operation. These people don't have any money. They're in rented cars, or if they do have, it's in their manager's or producer's name. Wasn't it like Tupac when he died? He had $7,000 in his bank account. Everything else was in different names. His mother was like, "What the hell?" That's what you do. He had a big place in Malibu. Oh, wasn't in his name. His Rolls Royce. No, none of that. He had $7,000. How come you only have $7,000? Well, that's been shit. That was 30 years ago. It isn't what you think. I mean, if you're going out there nowadays, I can't believe someone's like, "I want to go to Hollywood." Yeah, yeah, well, you're gonna have to make other people money because you're not gonna. And then, of course, they need nefarious people. There's levels to this game, and there's levels to this operation. You need to dangle people out to dry. You know, these people are basically like assassins too. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, right? Maybe I shouldn't be saying this because what the Dead Sea. It was fun while I lived there. I'm glad I get to see old Hollywood. I got to hang out with Tony Curtis and drink, and but it ain't what you think, man. It isn't what you think. I've ran into Rothschilds. I've ran this. One of the scariest people I ever met was a Rothschild. I shouldn't even say that either. Shit. But and I was a wild man. You get to the point where you're just like wild. It's just hey, I loved it. It changed me. I've actually mellowed a lot since I've been back. I moved away in February. I've mellowed. A lot of that stuff's kind of a distant memory. I'm kind of forgetting about because you just kind of accept it. Okay, well, I made a mistake. Here I am. I love the weather. Woo! You just go about your day. But in reality, you're like, damn, I got fooled too. And I've been on auditions. I got kicked off NBC. I nailed my audition. And the guy asked me, "Are you circumcised or not?" Like, what do you say to me? And he had a button like in a movie, and here comes the security, dragging me out. Circumcised? Well, yes, I am, but why do you want to know? I've been auditions with like famous football players, and there's always like a brother of a famous person, you know, like nepotism. Like you're so and so's brother. Yeah, that's why I'm here. No talent, just um they're in pilot season. See, pilot season, I think it's around like January. They shoot a lot of these pilots, only so many get on air. So everybody's shooting pilots and it pays good, you know. Now they have this like SAG low rate, like the Screen Actors Guild SAG. And it should be around like 1,500 a day, maybe more, maybe 2,000. I don't know, but it's like a daily rate, a union rate that you should get. Well, now they changed the union laws and they have this SAG low rate, and you'll get 150 a day. And if it goes into production, then they're supposed to pay you back the money and this, then you get back on that bullshit. When they passed that, people were mad. I've done a pilot where like, hey, it's a low SAG rate, 150. They still owe me money. They didn't even pay me the money that I was the 150 a day. Shit, I could go make that somewhere. Fuck. Yeah, I'm owed money. I did a pilot, Bilbo the Clown. You can probably see the trailer on YouTube. And it would star John Farley, who's Chris Farley's brother. Again, John is a cool guy, but he, of course, he's coattail riding off the, Chris Farley, who I love. I love Chris Farley. It's about this crazy evil clown. I play the heavy in the pilot, and then we have a fight scene, and I bust him through a table, this, that, and I didn't get paid. And then they contact me, like, oh, yeah, okay, well, we'll try to get it. And this is through Universal, I think. Then I get another call. They're like, look, Charlie, we're in a pickle. We need to do some pickup shots. We're doing editing the trailer. John, of course, they probably didn't pay him either. They were saying, well, we can't afford him. That's what they told me. Because John is at a level, he's like, hey, I ain't been working for 150 bucks. He needs whatever he was getting, like daily rate. And then he didn't want to work with him anymore. Wonder why. So we need you. You can fit into, you and John are the same. You can fit into the clown outfit in the what? What do you mean? Like, well, I don't look nothing like John. They're going to we'll shoot you from behind. So if you see that trailer for Bilbo the Clown, and I'm bigger than John, so it's not in the back. You can see my bare back. You can't even tie it. And I have the wig on, and there's a thing when I let the balloon go, like that's me. So they called me in for a couple more days, whatever, and then I didn't get paid for that. They owe me money. And that director guy, who's a creepy weirdo kid, went on to do like bigger movie, right? This, that, and man, I wouldn't have hired him for like a part-time coffee shop job. And then when you show up and you have a little bit of game, you have a little bit of talent, you know what you're doing as an actor, then you're threatened, like, oh my God, you're threatening, you see, and then they start coming at you. Also that day, a kid in the pilot, I had a son. Well, nobody was, they built a school, well, a tent for these kids, and the kids can only work like 4-hour days. They got to be supervisors. Well, they weren't supervising the kids. They're running like crazy. Craft Services has all this candy and every kind of food and beef jerky and soda pop. And he was just over there eating lollipop. And I was like, dude, you need to, why isn't he in the school or the tent? He's so, and then he's eating all this. And then he's got a stomach, oh my God, hurting. He has to go home, then we need another acting kid, well, we don't have another. Now we got this girl. Now you got a daughter. Like right, like an hour before we shoot, they had to switch gears, and now I have this daughter, and I have to work lines with her, and their parents are around. It's just bullshit. Bullshit. Then you realize, like, why did I study with Eric Morris? I studied with Eric Morris, man. I studied with Carrie Houck. I spent a shit ton of money to learn my craft. Well, that I'm not, no. No, that's not what they want. They want someone, one, who can tell what to do, two, keep their mouth shut when they're not getting paid. They're stealing your money. You won't get paid. I don't believe any of these people have the money they claim. She's worth $300 million. Is she or he or whoever? And then like a month later, broke. How do you go through all that money? Michael Jackson, he owned half of the publishing of Sony and the Beatle published all that money. And then you're saying he's broke. Half of Sony? Huh? He ain't got no money. Michael Jackson, I don't care how you live or how crazy you are. You get quarterly check, shit. No, he didn't own that. They said it was, see, I mean, they can point the finger. Well, he owns that, when in reality, it's somebody else. It's a psyop. Dude, I know people out in Hollywood, and these people are movers and shakers and I blew my mind when I heard that, and they didn't tell me. Again, I'm around these certain circles, and I heard them talking about it. Like they were saying he faked his death. I might do a podcast about that. He did that. He faked his shit. He had to I'm done with it. I'm tired of them. Can you imagine what he went through? Faked his death. I'm talking about like powerful people. Seemed like they were pissed too. Like that mother, like they knew. Where's he at? Like, did he? Maybe he had to, because they're coming after me. I don't know. Perhaps, maybe. It's my humble opinion. But I heard it from some real, international motherfuckers. Powerful people. Again, they didn't tell me. Like, hey, Charlie, come sit down. Let me tell you, No. I happen to just be standing. What the fuck did they do? Huh? Faked his death. Well, how many others faked their death? Could you even do that? Because they're coming. Of course, they probably know. They've been through people faking their deaths, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Could that be a thing? There is no telling what you have to do now. There is no telling. Because you're going to have to be, psychologically damaged to get through it. So they know the people they have to do it. A normal person who's like loving and caring, none of that. Unless you've been out there long enough, they just suck that out of you and you just become someone else. The arts are weaponized. Everything. Art, painting and acting and singing, all that. It's just a psychological operation. It's a psyop. Hollywood is a psyop. That's just my humble opinion, just from my experience and what I've heard and this, that, and the other experience. Of course, Hollywood's all about illusion, and they can make stuff look like, dude, they can. You not believe what they do. They can. I mean, and of course they're protected. There is no telling what happens on those studio lots. There is no telling. It is just probably bad, not good. What do you think? Comment below. Do you think Hollywood's a psyop? Do you have a story to tell? Comment. Start another profile and use your fake profile name or something. That's suggested to do. But yeah, I do this every day. I rant like a madman about everything. I might do one of those. I might do a podcast about Michael Jackson faking his death. I don't know if he did. Again, I thought Michael Jackson died of whatever he died of. But I heard, what? Did he? So I might do one of those one of these days. Maybe tomorrow. You never know. But I'm here. I'll be here tomorrow. I do this every day. I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.